Ottawa is Canada's capital. It's supposed to be the ideal city, the example. This is supposed to be what represents the whole country. Darn it, they even have a whole commission called the National Capital Commission, which was mandated to, and I state, to build a great capital for Canadians, specifically by preparing plans for and assist in the development, conservation, and improvement of the National Capital Region, in order that the nature and character of the seat of the government may be in accordance with its national significance. Now that's just a lot of fancy words to say that it needs to be cool. Ottawa is a rather large city in Canadian terms, with a metro region of 1.4 million people, making it the fourth largest city in Canada. It was also the fourth city in Canada to introduce light rail transit system. However, this system is quite unusual. Ottawa now has two lines and will be focused on its electric Confederation Line, which opened in 2019. It runs east-west, supplementing the north-south Trillium Line, which runs diesel and runs west of the city center. The Confederation Line is totally grade separated thanks to the use of light railroading equipment and technology. That is what makes it so strange. You see, the Ottawa O train uses trams, which you'll normally see on the roadways in an urban setting, usually replacing busy bus routes. They're typically employed when a metro subway system is unsuitable or to supplement an existing metro system. However, Ottawa's LRT system is a little different in that it uses trams that are completely grade separated, which means they never cross or come in touch with the road. This, as you can imagine, has already ballooned costs. Ottawa's trams are also unique in that they follow a more European tram model. For example, while Calgary's C-Train uses high-floor tram models, Ottawa took a different route, using lower flow models, which are usually designed for low curb stops, like in a road. Which is kinda strange given that Calgary is at grade and the Ottawa O train is not. But continuing from that tangent, the O train has had a lot of problems, so let's go over them quickly. The train has suffered difficulty after issues from the line's inception. Door faults brought the trains to halt in the system's early weeks, and this could be due to the way the O train is actually used. Because the O train is grade separated, it can run as frequently as a metro, so this system essentially replaces the metro system from Ottawa. The problem is that these little trams aren't designed for the bustling cities that metros are. The automated doors of the vehicles used by Ottawa's Confederation Lines experience faults if pried open or held back by passengers. This results in numerous service disruptions, some lasting up to 90 minutes due to the lack of proper procedures to isolate and disable the faulty doors while a train was in service. This could have been avoided if the city had chosen an I-grade system as the train was designed for, or just use a metro service. Another issue was the heating. As you can see, it gets pretty cold in Ottawa during the winter, and this tram was supposed to be built for it. However, the train's interior heating system have been reported to be insufficient in Ottawa's sub-zero winter temperatures, forcing OC Transpo to consider adding heaters to the vehicles. Not only that, but the actual construction of this tram appears to be, well, shaky to say the least. See, the original order for the Citadis Spirit, which is the tram the O train uses, came from the city of Ottawa in 2019. And since 2020, well, let me just tell you all the issues. Cracks were first discovered on two wheels of a vehicle during standard maintenance on July 2nd, 2020. Following a check of all cars, two more wheels were discovered to have cracks, for a total of 4 across 3 separate vehicles. As a result, half of the fleet is being kept out of service each day, so that each of the vehicle's wheels can be inspected before the vehicle is returned to operation. The Transport Safety Board of Canada initiated an independent investigation into the situation on July 10th of 2020. The city announced on September of 2020 that their contractor had discovered that the fundamental cause of the problem was poorly positioned screws that put tension on the wheels, resulting in the cracks. In 2021, an out-of-service train partially derailed when a single wheel came off the track after crossing a switch. The following day, all cars were removed from service pending an inquiry into the primary cause. The owners of the tram RTG first revealed that the derailment could have been caused by a problem within the axe barrel assembly. On July 23, 2022, after an inspection discovered a failure in one of the wheel hub assemblies, all trains that had traveled more than 175,000 kilometers were pulled out of service for additional inspections. According to Ottawa Transit riders, having another serious incident less than 3 years after the system's inception raises some concerns. All train service were suspended on July 17, 2023 due to another bearing issue identified during a routine inspection. All of these concerns do begin to add up at some point, especially when you consider that the construction of this grade separate track was also an absolute nightmare. You see, the construction of the Confederation Line began in April of 2013. On February 21, 2014, a sinkhole appeared on Waller Street near the Rideau station while the RTG constructed the downtown tunnel. No one was injured, and the RTG claims that the sinkhole won't cause any delay in the construction. According to the consortium's analysis, the reason was an old construction trench that was not discovered during testing. But that isn't all. You see, on June 8, 2016, a massive sinkhole opened near one of the downtown stations, causing a gas leak. No one was hurt, but one person's van fell into the sinkhole, and businesses along the streets were evacuated. The cause was later revealed to be loose sandy soil under the roadway, which had been disturbed by the work. The street was closed for 6 months, and the LRT project was delayed. The city's investigation into the cause was not made public for some months, and the city chose not to hire an independent investigator to investigate the sinkhole cause, instead employing the same technical specialist who was already working on the rail line. According to the city's rail director, they didn't see this as a conflict of interest because these experts were already familiar with the project. On November 10, 2016, workers are stranded after a part of the downtown tunnel falls. 3 workers from the LRT subcontractor Hard Rock Constructions are trapped. All 3 require assistance, and one has a slight hand injury. Fortunately, that was the end of the construction errors, but all this negative press has brought a lot of public resentment on the project, and people are even wondering if it will all be worth it. On my end, I say this project can be great and still has the potential to be great if the city can just get their thing straight, and when they start something, they don't deviate plans 100 times and just mesh a monster of a transit system. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what else you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.